I promise you the weight will just begin to fall off. It's like scientifically impossible for it not to fall off. Good morning, folks, and happy Monday. You know, I can't lie to y'all. This is one of those mornings where every part of me is aching. Every part of me. But we'll be okay. Let's go find some caffeine, grub down on our marinated fake bread. Marinated fake egg bread. It's not real bread. It's that time. We're really cutting weight now. We're into the weight loss progress. Deep now. Gosh. I just want real bread. And we are headed out the door, ready to go get better today than we were yesterday. And I would say that our breakfast freaking hit the spot, but I would be lying. I would be lying to you. Keto bread is like the weirdest, I just don't like the texture of it. I would much rather real bread, but we have got to remove calories in whatever way we can. So keto bread it is. We eat freaking French toast and sandwiches all day. So just removing regular bread for the keto bread makes weight cuts so easy, other than the fact of like terrible texture of bread. But let's go get better today than we were yesterday. But first, I've got to get all this trash out of my car because we have not had any time recently. No time. So since we are a little early, we're going to get all these freaking Ghost cans out of our car. And diet soda cans. And we made it in perfect freaking timing to go get in better shape today. Go burn a few calories today than we did yesterday, than we were yesterday. Run complete, folks, and calories were definitely burnt. And we are definitely in better shape than we were yesterday. And, you know, losing weight's pretty easy. Like, really easy, actually. I mean, the whole staying determined, staying disciplined, staying motivated, doing things that you need to do, not so easy. But, like, the actual concept of it, pretty freaking easy. It's as simple as getting up and moving your feet more than the day you did before, and the day you did before, and the day you did before. Just burning more calories every freaking day. You get what I'm trying to say? I mean, of course, you don't have to like start off with a 30-minute run and then running for 7 hours a day, but if you run a little bit harder every day or do cardio a little bit harder and progressively and constantly do cardio and diligent about doing your cardio, well, I promise you the weight will just begin to fall off. It's like scientifically impossible for it not to fall off. You get what I'm saying, folks? So get out and do your cardio and stop complaining that you can't lose weight because you're not doing your cardio. Like, that's why you're not losing weight, folks. Just saying. It's calories in versus calories out. But let's go get better today than we were yesterday. Better today than we were yesterday. And folks, I feel kind of weird. Like being done with the day. What the heck do we do the rest of the day? What do we do? I know what we do. We go play some freaking BO6, folks. Well, folks, we just made it home and I am kind of freaking spanked. So I'm going to run inside, take me a little recovery nap ski, and then we're going to get back up and we're going to talk about the biggest mistake people make when trying to lose weight. And then we're going to play some BO6. Sheesh, you never really know how much you need a nap until you, well, lay down and try to take a nap. Because goodness gracious, we just overslept. I was going to lay down for 30 minutes and it ended up being an hour and a half. And yeah, it was much needed though. I feel nice, refreshed, and recovered now, folks. And we got our video finished. biggest mistake people make when starting their fitness journey. Check it out, folks. We're getting on some freaking BO6. We just finished up an amazing live. Thank you to everyone who tuned in and watched me get shit on over and over and over again. It is highly appreciative. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Till next time. Let's go get some grub. Dinner was great, and not only did it taste good, but the service was terrific. You know, usually you don't get good service, like, at all anymore. You spend a bunch of money to have people complain and boo-hoo about their jobs. But today, this guy was like, he was on one. He was telling me about his criminal past and how he was changed by God, and he was just all kinds of talkative, and he was like, the only thing I want to be able to do is just pour into the youth. And I was like, brother, me and you both, like, we need to get back together, and you take your troubled youth and bring them to me so that we can try to build them into the warriors that they need. Because we were chit-chatting back and forth, and it was like, well, what led you down the bad path? I was like, probably very similar to yours. Piss poor leadership around me and getting, I guess, praise is what you could call it, from my negative actions, and attention from my negative actions instead of praise and attention for the good things that I was doing. So, and his story was very similar. He's like, yeah, bro, he's like, yeah, I had a dad, but he would just beat my ass and then tell me that I'm a dumbass. He's like, but I would work hard in school, whatever it may be, and then I'd go home and he'd beat my ass. And it's like, damn, dude, that sucks. He's like, and then I started getting praise for, you know, beating this homie's ass, or I would get praise for doing this substance, or get praise for stealing, and it was from the streets and not from home, where I would have good leadership and my morals could be set, and I had no kind of morals. I had to find out morals for myself. It took me getting arrested, hit rock bottom, and meeting Christ. Heck, me and him were both in the same YDC, supposedly. So it's nice to know that the kingdom of God is touching more and more people every day, and it's putting me in front of more and more people to, well, just to continue telling them to keep going and doing what you're doing. But let's go get some ice, because it is miserable Monday. Let's make Mondays as miserable as we possibly can, folks. And we're home, folks. Let's run inside and knock out all of our chores and then get into this ice bath that I am really, really, really dreading. I really don't want to do this ice bath. But nothing else builds mental fortitude better than a good old ice bath. So let's put our big boy britches on, get in here, knock out these chores, make JB's life a little bit easier, and then get our butts into this freaking ice bath, folks. Tougher today than we were freaking yesterday. Better today than we were yesterday. I still hate ice baths. There's no convincing me not to hate them. They get easier, but they definitely don't get easier to get into, if you know what I mean. But let's silence that little spot in our head that is saying no and get our butts in it. Yay. And I think there's a cat on top of my car. Let's see. Oh, wow. How did I know? It's like I heard the tapping on my roof. What is with you recently? Cookies? Is this your jungle gym? Is my car your jungle gym? The world is my jungle, says Little Cookies. Chores complete. Bath filled. Let's go crawl into this ice bath and convince ourselves it's gonna be okay. Good news, folks. We have made it into the ice bath, and we're gonna be okay. Ice bath complete, folks. And you know, ice baths are kind of like a great metaphor. A great metaphor in a weird way. Like, look at ice baths like struggles. Most struggles you look at and you're like, how am I going to make it through this? This absolutely sucks. But once you start seeing the light to the end of the tunnel, you're like, oh, I guess this wasn't that bad. Oh, I did it. I made it. I'm through it. I'm stronger now. Oh my gosh. That pain really doesn't last forever. Oh my goodness. And the ice bath's kind of the same way. You have anxiety, stress. Oh my gosh, can't do this. So oh man, I remember how cold it was last time. Oh my gosh, how painful it was. And then you make it through it, and then you get out and you're like, life really isn't that bad. I actually kind of feel pretty good. And it's kind of like struggles, folks. Because today, let me tell you, and now that I've turned the page and the chapter has been turned, I can't lie. Today was the first day in a really long time that I've had 0 stresses. Like all day. The worst stress I had was that ice bath. Wow. That's insane. It's like, when you're ignoring that wisdom, you're just going to continue being bumped in the head. It's literally like I said last night. It is like repetitively slamming your head into a wall. You're not going to get anywhere with it, so why not turn the page, you know? Why not? And I turned it, and you know, today, like I said, folks, it's the first day I haven't felt stressed. The first day that I've felt like a human again. I mean, goodness gracious. I know I've got a good way of putting on a smile and acting like everything's okay, but that's just being a freaking fighter. Like we've said a million times, a fighter is just someone who goes out the door and does what they want. I mean, what they're supposed to, not what they want. I apologize. Does what they're supposed to every day, no matter the circumstances. And for the first time in a really long time, I just feel clear-headed, feel recovered, feel like I can use my brain. And I haven't felt like that in a long time, folks. So that's nice. That's nice. I feel like that means we're moving towards the right direction, you know. And then, of course, we get put in front of someone who could possibly get me in contact with those people who, you know, haven't had the best upbringings. I've been like, how am I gonna contact those people? And that's how. We're gonna go back to that restaurant one day and we're gonna be like, hey dude, is there any way you can get me in contact with that resource? And I'm pretty sure with where his heart's at, he will. And heck, he may even want to be a part of it. You never know. We may be teaching him some jits. So it's just cool to watch how life works. You think that, oh, the stress is, how am I going to make it through this journey? Oh my gosh, this is so scary. This is so nerve-wracking. Then you begin it, and you're like, wow, this may not be so bad. And then, no, I'm not saying that, like, immediately am I seeing a light to the tunnel. But I am saying that, like, oh my goodness, do I feel better today than I have in a long time. Feeling sick every day, like, genuinely from the head to the toes, isn't so great. Not when you're a high-performance athlete. You're supposed to be worried about your sport, not worried about other things. You know what I mean? So, again, ice baths are like a huge metaphor. Huge metaphor. What's the metaphor? Struggles. The metaphor for struggles. You make it through that struggle, you're going to be better. And actually, a lot of times, once you actually dive into that struggle that you think is going to be a struggle, you realize that it's not really a struggle, that it's kind of just a blessing. And yeah, that's kind of how I feel right now. I mean, all stressed out, oh, I don't want to get in the ice bath, and now we feel amazing, like, wow. So, again, folks, don't be afraid to step into the struggle. You may be blessed. You may be, you know. We're blessed with dopamine because we stepped into that struggle. And in about 10, 20 minutes, we'll be blessed with a huge rush of melatonin. And it'll make us sleep like a baby. So, step into that struggle. I guess we're going to call it a freaking night. Because like I said, the melatonin is going to kick in like 10, 15 minutes. So we might as well make use of it and hit the hay. So with that being said, folks, good night, and BillyGoat flippin' loves you.